Fam, good morning. What's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Coming to you from Lake Tuscaloosa. Look at this, all right? Take time to just appreciate the beauty of life, right? Like Sunday mornings, sometimes I'll peel out here to Lake Tuscaloosa, which isn't far from my house at all, and I just absorb it, right? Like put the phone down, listen to the birds, be grateful for all the blessings that you have, right? There's your Sunday morning sermon with Kyle. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are off to an amazing start. And I hope that you are enjoying this thing called life. All right. So, wanted to come to you this morning from the lake. And I get it. If you're sleeping in this morning, that's great. I love the mornings. That's when I operate at my highest level. And I did sleep in. I went to sleep at 9:30 last night and got some good rest. So feeling really, really good this morning and just blessed. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. Going to talk some recruiting. This is what I put. So behind the scenes, this is what I put. Man, there were some bass fishers that bass fishermen that just took off from here just not too long ago. I'm not fishing today, unfortunately. But this is where I'm putting my notes, right? I found an envelope. So these are the notes that I'm talking about on the show. Okay, so that's the behind the scenes this morning, all right? And we're talking about recruiting this morning right here on Bama Football on YouTube. But first, let's pause for this beautiful sunrise in Tuscaloosa. That's amazing, right? All right, here we go. All right, welcome to Sunday morning. This is Coffee with Kyle if you want to on Sunday morning. And let's talk about Chuck McDonald. Chuck McDonald is a four-star prospect out of Mater Dei High School in California. And I had a video yesterday talking about the breaking commitment and the impact that it has to Alabama. Well, the first thing is Mater Dei has some of the nation's top prospects, and that's a high school in Orange County that operates at a very high level. Bryce Young went to Mater Dei. It's a program that is a feeder school to Division I programs. Chuck McDonald coming in is a four-star, and I get it. Everybody wants the 5 stars, and the 5 stars going to come. And in fact, we're going to talk about Oford in just a second, who's the #1 prospect here in the state of Alabama. But from an impact standpoint, I think Chuck McDonald, he brings a lot to Alabama for this recruiting class. And I get it. We're super early in terms of these guys actually signing paperwork, but this is the time of year that we do talk about the next wave of recruits. And so a couple things that I want to focus on when we talk about Chuck McDonald is #1, when watching him in this film, you can watch a video where I discuss his highlights, is the fact that he's a very versatile defensive back. And what I mean by that, he can play inside, outside. I feel that he can play safety. He's got good range. He's a very, very athletic young man. And I think him coming into Tuscaloosa recently gives us an idea of Coach Kaleb DeBoer's overall recruiting philosophy and what he's selling. But not only that, think about what else the coaching staff is selling. And for the players to be able to buy in to a first-year coach at this high of a level of recruiting, I think says a lot. And it's just a really big get for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Chuck McDonald coming in, is a really, really big commitment early in the month of June. There was a photo floating around of Chuck McDonald, the new commit with Mo Lindquist, Xavier Brown, Damani Jackson. I think there was somebody else. I think somebody else was in that photo. You can find it on social media. Mo Lindquist, just as I mentioned, when you have good people around you in terms of your coaching staff, man, like the sky's the limit. And I think this coaching staff has done a really great job in terms of recruiting and selling the same message that Coach Kaleb DeBoer, which is simply the brand is still here, the foundation is still here, Alabama football is still here at the highest level. And Chuck McDonald coming in is a huge pickup. But I think, look, I'm going to say this all summer long. Mo Lindquist, enjoy him operating here at the University of Alabama. I don't think that he'll be here for long because I think he is, he might be a head coach again at some point in time. Remember, he was just the head football coach at the University of Buffalo for the last 2 seasons. Before that, he was at the Dallas Cowboys. So players gravitate towards him, and I think it's very important that you have somebody on the defensive side that is recruiting at that high of a level clearly. But him and Kane Womack, Colin Hitchler, Christian Robinson, like those are younger guys. Freddie Roach. Those are younger guys that have been able to really connect with these players in this cycle of 2025 and 2026. And I think also with the players that are on staff on the roster right now, a lot of these players did leave, but a lot of the players are coming back and they're buying into the new leaders on the team. The new leaders, of course, are the team captains, but the new leaders are also the new coaches on board. Second point I want to talk to you about, and if you're just checking in, get a quick view of this sunrise. So many times in life, right? I don't think we appreciate the sunset or the sunrise. Like this is the start of a new day, new opportunities, a new day to be able to call up your family members, a new day to interact with people that you love, right? Like Sunday is a day of course, rest, but also a day of clarity and kind of like a reset mode, right? All right. On to point number 2, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Ryan Williams is recruiting heavy for Alabama. Ryan Williams, every year you need somebody who really is kind of like that cheerleader, that rah type guy. Ryan Williams is now in Tuscaloosa. He's enrolled, and he has a full court press on Naheem Oford. Naheem Oford is a 5-star prospect out of the state of Alabama. This is significant. I'm sure you saw recently that Naheem Oford is taking his official visit here this weekend in Tuscaloosa. He's currently committed to Ohio State, and he is here in Tuscaloosa, and he's being recruited by Ryan Williams. So Ryan Williams, also from the state of Alabama, putting that full court press on him. And I'm sure you saw the social media clip of him saying, flip, flip, flip. I love it. I mean, and I think what's happening here is you have somebody who's from the state of Alabama recruiting another player who's from the state of Alabama. And, you know, savages want to play with savages. Look, Ryan Williams is a wide receiver. He wants to get better. Iron sharpens iron, right? So does one man sharpen another, right? And that's what you have to have when you come here to Alabama. So Naheem Oford, probably it might be the most talented defensive back in all the land. I mean, I know Dejon Lee is also out there. Chuck McDonald. We're going to talk about Ivan Taylor as well, who's a Notre Dame commitment. But look, Ryan Williams, what he's saying to Naheem Oford, and it is brilliant strategy by Coach Kaleb DeBoer to pair these young men up together, right? Like, hey, like the whole strategy that they have from a recruiting standpoint is genius. I mean, send Naheem Oford around with Ryan Williams, somebody who is from the state of Alabama, who understands what it means to commit to a new coach. You partner those guys up. I mean, they start talking, right? And flip. So Naheem Oford, that was more significant than we give credit for, but I think that was on Ryan Williams' Instagram. Remember, go follow these players on their social media channels so you can promote the players. They have some really good content themselves. Jay Carter, what's up, man? War Eagle, appreciate you being here from Auburn, man. I'm going to take a quick coffee break real quick. Enjoy this beautiful sunrise here over Lake Tuscaloosa. Try to observe, right? Like the birds chirping in the background. You know, I haven't said, no, I wish I was fishing today. You know, my father was in the hospital for 120 days back in 2017. And he was in intensive care during that time. And one of the things that he talked about is he was in Albuquerque at this point. It was in different hospitals, but always in the ICU. I'm grateful that he's back. But one of the things that he always said that stuck with me is when he got out of the hospital, the thing that he like appreciated most, literally, like when we like walked him out with the wheelchair, was the birds chirping. Think about that, right? Like so many times we just like are, you know, going about our day or the morning especially, right? When the birds are chirping, and sometimes we block that out. Don't block that out, right? Don't block out the birds chirping. All right, third point. Ivan Taylor, who's currently committed to Notre Dame. By the way, look, I know I don't believe in the Notre Dame hype. I don't believe in the Clemson hype. I talk about that frequently for many different reasons. I think those programs are just not at the upper crust of college football, but they are recruiting at a very high level. Clemson has been landing a lot of prospects, a lot of four-star prospects. So is Notre Dame. And Notre Dame has landed Ivan Taylor. So Notre Dame commit who is also interested in Alabama and Michigan. Look, this is a four-star safety, and I don't know if he's on flip watch or anything like that, but I think there is smoke around Ivan Taylor, and you start to piece together Alabama's secondary. We've been talking a lot about Alabama's secondary, maybe because Chuck McDonald jumped on board, Daryl Duke Johnson, is also in Tuscaloosa, but you look to Dejon Lee. You start to look at this class, maybe Naheem Oford as well. Like, the 5 stars are coming. Ivan Taylor is a 4-star, but you get my drift. Like, the secondary could be absolutely lethal from a recruiting perspective in the class of 2025. You think about this. You get Dejon Lee, you get Naheem Oford, and then you get Ivan Taylor, you get Chuck McDonald, Daryl Duke Johnson. I mean, that's a hell of a recruiting class under a coach who is an offensive-minded coach who couldn't recruit when he got to Alabama. Like, for those of you that said, or for the outsiders that didn't feel that Coach Kaleb DeBoer could recruit this high level, man, he's proving people wrong on a weekly basis. You look at the last couple of rooks. Hey, what's up, Ron, man? I appreciate you being here, man. $50 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Remember, this is how I get by for a living. I'm a YouTube content creator. So the super chats, the thumbs up. If you want to become a fan funder, there's a link where you could $2.99. It goes a long way for a content creator like me. I got 2 kids. This is what I do for a living, so I appreciate you guys. Efron, man, it's good to see you, man. I hope you're having a blessed day. I hope that you make time for yourself. And it's really important to me to take care of myself mentally, physically. I'm always posting about my workouts. But one of the biggest things, and I was thinking about this last night, is I've surrounded myself, if you follow me on Instagram, Mr. Kyle Henderson, I surrounded myself over those last, 12, actually the last year, because my anniversary is coming up this coming year, with F3, Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith. And I think one of the biggest areas in my life that I need to work on is my spirituality connection, right? I need to strengthen that up. And I've been doing that slowly, and I'm proud to say that. And it's because I've surrounded myself with this men's group, and their focal point is spirituality, man. But our workouts are crazy. Like yesterday was our anniversary as a F3. It was their 3rd anniversary here in Tuscaloosa. It's nationwide. But man, fitness, fellowship, and faith, and we get after it: boot camp, push-ups, sit-ups, running, sprinting, all this stuff. But after, there's a spiritual component. So I think I got bit by a mosquito. Man, and it's really helped me as a person strengthen myself. Over the last 24 months, I went through so much shit. And sometimes I felt like sorry for myself. But and a lot of it was self-imposed. I went through a divorce. You guys know, the recent shit that happened this spring, but it's fine because those sort of adversities in life give us new opportunities to move forward. And I like that. I appreciate that. I mean, my focus, I have full custody of my children. So my focus is on my kids, is on myself. That's why the mornings are so special to me. It's kind of like a time to reflect, pause, reset, and go attack another day. So Efron, I appreciate you so much, man. All right, we talked about, and if you're watching this on a rewatch, I appreciate you guys. Your daily escape, appreciate you for being here. We talked about Chuck McDonald committing to Alabama. You can watch on the rewatch. We got Ryan Williams recruiting Naheem Oford. Ivan Taylor, he's a Notre Dame commit. Look, these are my notes right here. I found an envelope in my truck, right? We got another truck coming in. Oh, it's a bass fishing truck. That's what's up. So a lot of this, this is a dock or a place you can put your boat in over here in Tuscaloosa. See, I'll show you guys. See, so this man's gonna back up. There's another boat that went out. So this is the bass fishing boat right here. Damn, that's a badass boat. So he's gonna back up and put it into the water. Seeing the lake. It's beautiful. That right there across, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's North River, like the country club. guy's got a badass boat. All right, let's take another coffee drink real quick, and then we'll cover a couple more topics. All right. All right. So Commitment Watch Sunday. So as you're going about your day, be notified because two prospects are on Commitment Watch, and I think you have Dawson Merritt, who we've been talking about for a long time. He is a top 100 inside linebacker out of Kansas. Now, that's the amazing thing is you go from Chuck McDonald in California. You go to, I don't know, Ivan Taylor, who's from Florida. You go to Dawson Merritt, who's from Kansas. Also, Nick Townsend, he's out of Texas. So, I mean, Coach Kaleb DeBoer has literally recruited all over the country. And this coaching staff is recruited all over the country. I get it. There's certain pipelines that you have to keep really tight. I'm glad that Coach Kaleb DeBoer taking care of California, Texas with Keelan Russell, maybe a Ty Haywood. And I'm kind of, this is a good question. How do you think that he has, all right, so sound off in the comment box so far, because this is always a pipeline for Coach Saban. How has Coach Kaleb DeBoer recruited the state of Florida? All right, let's think about that. All right, this is my notes on this envelope right here. I found this in my truck. Here are my notes. But I want to, so sound when you're rewatching, how has Coach Kaleb DeBoer recruited the state of Florida? All right. How has he recruited the state of Florida? All right, early on. All right. But again, two prospects on Commitment Watch, Dawson Merritt, Nick Townsend. I don't know, maybe those guys commit today. So I'm kind of on watch as well with you guys. All right. Jaden Harmon, who's a committed prospect, he posted something really interesting on social media. Did you guys see this? So he's here visiting the Tuscaloosa, and he showed that Alabama football on the background of all their TVs to their recruits, the guys that are visiting. Alabama football is playing last year's SEC championship game, like 2023, which is so hilarious because it's not necessarily a troll, it's a flex because Alabama did win that game. And the funny thing is, we have Georgia fans come over here all the time. Same thing with Texas and Auburn. It's just the college football ecosystem that you get piped into with YouTube. But Georgia fans they forgot every single loss that Alabama has given them. And I don't understand why. It's like they have amnesia or something like that. Like, I had Georgia fans come on here and they feel like they won this game already against Alabama, that Carson Beck's going to go throw for like 400 yards. And that they have all this momentum against Alabama. And the truth is like Alabama won the last matchup, right? Like, the thing about this, sleep on this, like for the Georgia fans forever, for the rest of their lives, they're going to have to sleep on the fact that Nick Saban's last victory as a coach ever was against Georgia, right? Is that true? And I still feel, I'll go down with saying this, I still feel that if Alabama was to catch Georgia like a week after, if Alabama was able to catch Michigan a week after the SEC championship, I think they win that game and I think they win the championship. But I think something happened in between the SEC championship game and the Rose Bowl where that team kind of transgressed, right? Like they went backwards. I don't know why, but I think that's what happened. So anyways, just wanted to point that out because I thought that was hilarious in terms of Alabama showing that they beat Georgia. All right, last thing that I want to hit on. What's up? I appreciate you guys. We have 87 on. If we can get 87 thumbs up, I appreciate it. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here, starting your day Sunday with me. Take a coffee break real quick for another beautiful sunrise in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's so beautiful, right? All right. All right. What's up, man? This guy's about to get on the lake right now. Last thing I want to talk about. Did you see the University of Texas flexing all of those Lamborghinis, like going into the football stadium, right? Or their football facilities. Did you see this on social media? So Steve Sarkisian. So everybody knows that Isaiah Bond transferred from Alabama to Texas, and like the rumor was that he got a Lamborghini. I think he got like a Lamborghini for the weekend or for the week or whatever, like to lease it. But now, like going physically into the facility, like envision this: like you're walking through like into the facility, and there was like one, two, three. There had to be 6 Lambos. Did you see this? How do we feel about this? Right? I don't know. Like this is where we're at. And somebody pointed out inside the comment, but I think I saw it I saw it on Twitter. And somebody pointed out, they were like, SMU got the death penalty for $61,000. I mean, how much is a Lambo, right? And they had what, 6, 8 of them. So complete, like this is where we're at in college football. And then, on top of that, I was talking with a buddy yesterday during my workout, works for the University of Alabama. And a lot of people are complaining about this new arena not being built for Alabama basketball, but the budget's having to be reset because of what's to come, and that is to pay the players. Like the university is now able to pay the players, right? $20 million. And like, how are they going to budget that? Where are they going to put that? And all the parameters that come around with it. I mean, it's going to be amazing. All right, here's our boy. He's taking off. See, he's got the that's a badass boat right there. So he's going to take off from here. Let's watch him pull out. This dude's looking right. Sunday morning. Hell yeah. That's badass, right? Shoot. Wow. That's dope. That's what's up. That's good, man. Gotta get that. You gotta get out there early. But yeah, I don't know, Lambos and paying players. Look, I'm not against paying players at all. Everybody has to get fed. I understand the dynamics of it. It's just going to be interesting to see how universities are able to deal with this, and also to see if universities can keep, all of the Olympic sports. I kind of predict far out. I'm just shooting from the hip here, but I think in the future, the only sports that you probably have because of Title IX, I think you have football. I think you have women's softball. I think you have men's basketball and women's basketball. And I think because all of those other sports, think about it, even as well as softball did, and Greg Burns said this as well, like even as well as softball did, they didn't make any money. Basketball, like they make a little bit of money, but football is the one who drives the entire ship. So that's just where we are. But I appreciate you guys being here this morning, talking recruiting. You can watch the rewatch, and of course, if there's any commits that commit this morning or today, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Look, take time to just appreciate the sunrise. Take time to spend with your family today. We get one trip around this great world, and let's make it good. Oh, what are you guys watching? Look, I have to admit, I don't watch, like, getting me to watch a series or like a show, the show must be pretty damn good. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm so busy, right? Plus, like, I like to do stuff. I like to, if I'm not working out, I'm like working on a project, or I'm working with my hands, or I love to garden. I love to take care of my plants. In fact, that's what I'm going to do when I get home, is take water on my plants today. But I have been rewatching, okay? I've been rewatching Game of Thrones. And this is a lot of people have like rewatched it, and I haven't even watched House of Dragons yet. But I have been watching Game of Thrones, and I love it. You definitely cannot I have 2 kids, so they're always like up and down. And that show is so violent, and there's so many sex scenes that it's like you can't watch it around kids like at all. And I don't have a TV in my room. But I've enjoyed it. Like, I love the whole setup, and I forget like the classic characters in that show. So have you watched Game of Thrones? Yeah, like, I mean, Cersei is just like the baddest thing. Joffrey is just horrible. the imp, you know, half man. I'm at the part. I think I'm in season 2, where Lord Stannis like sells the ships out to King's Landing, and they have to defend King's Landing. So that's where I'm at. But I also I've also rewatched The Sopranos 3 times. I love Mad Men, and I know I'm embarrassed. You guys are gonna get mad at me for saying this. All right, I have not watched The Wire. All right, I have not watched The Wire, and I heard that there's only, of course, Breaking Bad. You know, I'm from New Mexico, um, but The Wire I heard is like the best show of all time. I tried to watch like the first episode; it was so slow. But I don't know. Sound off in the comment box. Have you watched The Wire? My name is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy this beautiful thing called life. Enjoy recruiting. I am glad that you took time to hop on here this morning to talk about Alabama football recruiting on these updates. And you know, it's a huge month for Alabama football. They have official visitors leaving today. They have more coming in the next week, so the news won't stop in terms of recruiting. Enjoy your time, enjoy your life, enjoy your Sunday. And as news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Kyle Henderson coming to you from beautiful Lake Tuscaloosa on this beautiful Sunday morning. Efron, thank you for the 50 spot. Thank you for being a fan funder. If you are one, I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you guys soon right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you guys.